Okay. Um, Kathleen, I'm not sure what your role is exactly on the national level, but I know that you're involved with the conference, and I know that you've asked to come in and speak to our group a little bit about the conference. Leslie and Elizabeth and I are signed up, and we're hoping some more will come too.
Great. Yeah, I am the CEO, so I'm the buck stops with me. And I have a board, and there are a group of us. We sort of guide the ship and make sure that everybody is being served, and that's what we are as a service organization above and beyond anything else. So one of the big things we do is conference. That's why I like to talk about it because there are so many stories over all these years of how many people God impacted at conference because it's just like corporate worship. You can worship online and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's a different experience in a group. And so that's how we look at conference. It's our one chance a year for everybody to get together and hug necks and just do all of those things, but also provide opportunities to meet with industry professionals and things like that. That's our service to our members. So what I wanted to let you know, because I'm going to have to read from paper here because this is hot off the presses. You guys may have seen this. It went out on somewhere at the end of the month, but we have another option to save on conference registration now because the Super Saver has closed. So you guys who got in and that saver rate, good, excellent. However, if you want to go and you missed out on the window, if you refer, and let me see here, let me make sure what it is that you were referring to. If you will, they're going to extend that Super Saver through the June 30th. If you refer a fellow writer, and if you have somebody else who is joined, like somebody else, you refer that person, there's an option on the registration now to say I was referred by, Susie, whoever. And then you will get the Super Saver. So if you have, that's just another way to get, if you didn't think you could go and you're going to go, that's the thing. And then also, if you are going and you have published books, the Story Fest is going on at the same time. And I don't know all the details about that. That's something that Robin Miller can speak to. CD at acfw.com if you ever need to get a hold of her. She is our conference director. She is our person who knows all the things
Can
in
you
all
put
the things.
her email in the chat for us?
Yes, I will do that. I'll have to get on the chat here in a sec, but I will do that before I leave.
Okay.
And so she is the one who can answer questions if you have them. But um, if you are if you were signed up for conference, you can put an ad in the StoryFest booklet for your book. And she's got all the prices on it, but I'm going to look here. It says also if you send two readers to StoryFest, you get a free ad. So you get a free fourth pay, can't talk, ad. And that is also through June 30th. So we figured since you guys are local, you may know readers in the Memphis area who might be interested. That's why I want to talk to y'all first and let you know that. So if you've got people who are coming, also locally in the Memphis area, you guys know bookstores, groups, things like that. We would appreciate y'all sending them our way, but more than that, if there's anybody that you feel like we need to reach out to let them know about the book signing that's open to the public on Saturday, we would appreciate that information as well. You guys are boots on the ground for us, and any help that you can give us on that is also appreciated. Do you have any questions about conference or anything like that, or
I have a couple
ACFW? I
of,
mean, I'm here as your person to hopefully answer questions or comments. What do you want changed? I'll certainly hear
I
that
have
too.
a couple of questions that I'd like to ask. When
Absolutely.
you're talking about StoryFest, I
Uh-huh.
was looking on the thing to sign up for StoryFest, And it looks like the two times are also the times when all of the agent editor appointments are set. Is that right?
That is a Robin question because I don't have the schedule in front of me, but if that's what it shows, that's probably the case.
So that
But
could mess authors up that might get a slot, have signed up for StoryFest at this time, and then their slot comes up at that time.
no, because they know when you're signed up. So the folks who are signing you, who are scheduling on the agent editor side, they have your schedule and they know when
Okay.
you're obligated.
Okay. Okay. I want to know about that.
We're
And
also going to have readers in worship. That's something new that we're doing this year, or not new. We do worship, but what's new is that the readers will be in there with us to worship because they should be. So readers will be in there to worship. There will be at certain meal times where the readers will also be joining us. And so we're going to make it more of an integrated experience for the readers without intruding on our conference.
so are the readers coming one day, both days, the whole day?
The readers are coming in on Friday, I believe, and then it's an overnight, and then they've got events on Saturday. The thing that they're doing that's going to have the most interaction with us, other than what I mentioned, is that there is going to be a CE that Jamie Jo Wright, and Pepper Basham are going to be in charge of. That CE is it's a very cool thing because it's for readers and it is for writers, and it is helping us helping readers to help us if they want to learn how to be better at their bookstagram, at their influencer endeavors, whatever they do. Some of them want to monetize. We want to provide that for them. At the same time, there are writers who need those same things because let's face it, the PR team hasn't showed up to the office yet for most of us. So we are the PR team for our books. And even if you're not published, for our writing life that is going to end up with books, because there are folks who are out there. Amy King is one of them I'm thinking of. She's very active. She's a member of ACFW. She's very active on uh, Book Talk, which I'm not. I'm not on TikTok, but I am on others. And she's just out there promoting us, but she's also a writer and she just finished a book last week. So she's been out there giving the word about all the great books that she's finding in the Christian fiction world, and then keeping her viewers, or her friends, up to date on the book she's writing, which is really clever because you're helping your friends who are out there now getting published and promoting their books. You're spreading the word of the Lord with this Christian fiction, but you're also throwing in a thing or two. Hey, I got to chapter 7 and my hero did something I did not expect. And you're
Okay.
giving a little interest. So you've got people coming along with you while you are on that journey to write. So you do not have to be published in order to be a presence in that field. So that's sort of what we're doing in this CE. And that's a CE that I believe is going to be, I have my schedule. I believe it's going to be on Saturday. No, it's Friday morning. It starts Friday morning. It's a 3-hour class from 9:15 to 12:15. And that's going to be a combination readers and writers, which is kind of cool too, because these readers get to know these writers. And then you've got also that kind of thing, that thing happening as well.
Okay.
Does that answer?
Yeah, that helps some. It was very confusing to me. I was about that whole thing. And then I know
Yeah.
it said you could bring books, but it's like Elizabeth and I are not going to even get there until Friday, Thursday, did we say Friday morning,
I think
right?
Friday morning, yeah.
Yeah, Friday morning. We might come Thursday, but we'll come and we'll come home again. We've only got 2 nights at the hotel. And Saturday was definitely one of them since the big gala thing would be late.
Yes.
And it's no fun driving in Memphis at night in the dark on the interstate.
No,
No.
None
no.
whatsoever.
No, no. I have a cousin who was a doctor in Memphis for many years, and he's just moved just south. He's actually technically a Mississippian now, but he
Yeah, I
has
mean,
property out in the country. But yeah, no, it's
a
not.
lot of us live a good ways out from downtown.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah. But I
And
do appreciate you coming on. Does
I'm
anybody else
glad
have
to
any
be here.
questions?
I'm glad to be here. Let me get in the chat. I got to find it. I don't have it up. And I will put mine and I will put Robin's emails. If y'all think of anything that you would like to know, any questions, anything like that, I promise I read all my emails and I will be glad to help you. But in the meantime, any help that you can give us getting the word out, we are going to have Karen Kingsbury there most of Saturday. I don't know if she'll be at the gala. I can't remember about that. I think she's there for breakfast and lunch, and I know she's speaking at lunch on Saturday. So that's a pretty cool thing as well. She's been very gracious, and anyway, so that's something that we're looking forward to as well. So I'm going to put this in here, and then I'm going to scoot out of your way so you guys can do your meeting. But thank you for having me, and let
Thank you
me
for
know if
coming
I
in.
can do
Thank
anything.
you, Kathleen.
Okay, just be sure you put those emails in there so
I'm doing
everybody.
that right now. So I'm gonna turn off
I
my
think I
camera, but
have them both, but I'm not sure all these other people do. So
that's fine. All right. Take care, guys.
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we would have started that with prayer, but I wanted to be sure that we didn't keep Kathleen on here for so long. Um, so let's get started. And I know that Jen's got a bunch of stuff, and I want to be able to go over our little business things first. So let's pray and then we'll get to all that. So, Heavenly Father, we just thank you so much for the opportunities that you give us, for the even more than that, just for the gift of your Son, Jesus, and for salvation and forgiveness and everything, Lord. There's just so many things we can be grateful for. But Lord, for just in our writers group, just for the opportunities you give us to share with our readers, to bring your word and your message and your gospel and your light into others' lives, Lord, and maybe just have people see things in a different way. It's just such an awesome opportunity. We're just grateful. And right now, Lord, we just thank you for what Jen's going to bring us about launching books. Um, that's just something that's a big deal for all of us, and it's always hard. And Lord, we just she says we can do it without going crazy and losing our mind or something like that, losing our joy. So I'm looking forward to hearing more about that. And Lord, just bless each one here in Jesus' name. Amen. Um, okay. So let me just go down our list. We try to recommend that we encourage each other during the week or during the month. Has anyone reached out to anybody else in our group with some encouragement this month? Elizabeth calling me and sharing about her meeting
Joanna?
Joanna, sorry, her name just was just really was sweet, and it was just it was very fun.
So can I
Fun
share
moment.
about that? It was a super God thing, y'all.
It really was.
Yeah, so Joanna used to be married to one of my nephews by marriage, one of my husband Stephen's nephews. And it wasn't a good marriage, but so the nephew moved to Africa where his parents are missionaries, and Joanna still lives outside of Chicago. So my sister-in-law Kathy lives outside of Chicago, and they live like a mile from, not even a mile from each other, like maybe 700 feet from each other in the country in Indiana outside of Chicago. And Kathy was talking about Joanna and her kids coming over and how they were still super close, and her kids still call her Aunt Kathy. And of course, I didn't know anything about Joanna. I just knew she used to be married to this guy who's kind of a loser now, not a good guy you'd want to be married to. So, Kathy told me, she said, well, Elizabeth, you and Joanna talk about some of the same things, so I'm going to invite her over if you'd like to meet her. And I said, sure. So we had the most amazing conversation. I had no idea that she had written her beautiful books and had done so well. And we even have the same view as far as, our writing view, the view of Christian writing, whether you write from a biblical worldview versus a Christian worldview. And one thing she said that I love and I want to share with y'all, she said that a mentor early on told her that she could write for God, she could write about God, or she could write with God. And I thought that's really good to write with God. So
Yeah.
that was just a real sweet, precious moment.
All right. Anybody else, anything encouraging from within between members?
Well, it's not between members, but my husband has been in England for 3 months. Thankfully coming home Wednesday, but he has been ordering our book and giving it away all over England, which I have found really interesting and funny.
That is sweet. Oh, me. Anything else?
I think it counts to be involved with other ACFW groups, and I really believe God is in my connection with the present president here and to encourage her. So she's a
glad
brave
you have
soul
that.
and has
Yeah.
done well.
I'm glad you
Awesome.
have that opportunity. It sounds like you have years of experience to help them with, Dolores. I think that's awesome.
right.
And in the future, it might be that they want some of us to do a presentation by Zoom.
Sure.
I think,
Yeah.
I'm not sure any pay would be involved at all, but just encouragement.
I don't know that we went into writing to make money. Just
No,
saying.
it doesn't look like it.
It isn't panning out that way, girls. If that's what you want, we're probably in the wrong place.
That's what I was going to say. If that's what you're looking for.
A few of us are. Joanna's probably making a living from it. Okay. A couple of other things. Was anybody in our group? I know I saw a lot of familiar names on that list from the CELO Awards, but was anybody in our group a finalist or anything? Beth?
Ooh.
Oh,
We can't hear you.
I won the Foundations Awards are for unpublished authors, and I won a Foundations Award for suspense.
Wonderful.
Oh, that's
You've won that
Awesome.
before, haven't you? Haven't you
yay.
won one of those before? Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Be sure you get that down, Leslie.
yeah, that was it.
Yes,
We-
yes.
Yeah, Loretta and I went to Blue Ridge. I think we were the only people from this chapter here. And
I want to go to that, but there's just so many ways you have to split the pie.
right. It's and it's a whole week and it's a long way. But anyway, it was very good and that was encouraging.
Awesome. Does anybody else have any news? Awards, different, rejections, acceptances, signed contracts, appearances. I did have the privilege last Saturday. My book was read by the Arlington Seniors Center's Book Club for the month of May, and I had the opportunity to lead that Saturday afternoon, which was fun.
I would love to find somebody who has inside knowledge on how to break into book clubs. That's a tough.
I would too. I
That's a
don't, I mean,
tough
a
thing.
friend of mine who's very involved in that book club
Right.
got me in the door.
Right. I
But
guess that's what it takes is word of mouth and, or answering the bazillion emails that you get that say, we want you in our book club, except it's not real. It's all
those
scam.
emails are so bogus.
Yeah,
I also did, it wasn't my book, but I also was invited to the Bartlett Seniors Book Club the month before, and I went, but that was the one where I was just really disappointed in the kinds of things they were, wanting to read and were enjoying. And they said, put your name on your book on the list, and I did, but who knows if they'll
Right.
ever pick that up. And they were not the kind, this group Saturday, they wanted to discuss things. They had questions
Right.
for me as an author. They had questions about the book, that sort of thing. That group in the Bartlett group, I loved the book. I thought he just really, I'm glad she did that to everybody. next. And that was the whole thing. It was just, it wasn't, I talked a little bit about it at the retreat, and I think Sharon even said I probably had the worst book that lady wrote. It was a Frida McFadden book, and it was really, the guy was the main character was a total psychopath.
I think most of our books are like that.
There was no redeeming social value whatsoever, and she walked away scot-free from all the
Right.
she had done. It was awful, but anyway, I won't be reading any more of her books. They don't fit in our category. But I can't think of anything else. Does anybody seen anything that's been posted where people have gotten finalists in anything or?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. All right. We just heard about the conference and that deadline being extended. If you have somebody else that wants to come, I think you may both get the disc, the early bird pricing. I'm not sure, but there's
That's
a
for ACFW.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay, sorry, I was late.
Well, you were on here. Oh, you weren't on here. You had logged in, but you were not on
I
here.
logged in, went dark, went and talked to Jesse, and came back. Sorry, he wanted to talk.
That's okay.
Okay, so there are those. Make sure we get those down. Let me copy and paste those right now, those emails, so that I'm sure that I put them up somewhere on. All right, I've got them copied, so I'll get them on our page. Okay, we did news. Does anybody know of anything new that we need to be thinking about? Any upcoming conferences and things other than ACFW that people are wanting to attend? I know Rendezvous is early November in Nashville.
What is rendezvous? Like I've never understood what it is.
I didn't either, and I went last year.
Okay.
You sign up as an author or as a reader. Anybody can come. I had to sign, everybody signs up as a reader. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
And then you can apply to be an author that's there. And I have gotten that in late both years. And right now I'm on a wait list. I doubt seriously I'll be invited as an author. It was kind of cool last year as people were checking in, and Carrie Schmidt said to me, she said, yeah, somebody pointed to your name and said, but she's an author. I said, I know, but she's here as a reader. So it was good to know somebody noticed and recognized that, kind of thing. But everybody just participates together. It's mostly like you sit at big tables and there's 3 authors at each table, and then the rest is quote unquote readers and any other, authors who are not there as an author. Um, and you do play games, and you get to chat about different things. There's all kinds of questions that get thrown out, and you chat around the table, and at certain intervals those authors have to move to another table
Okay.
so that you keep being with different people. There's opportunities to get autographs, and there's a big bookstore, and
Okay.
it's just a lot of fun. It's not a whole lot of real serious
Okay.
addressing people, but it's just like blind, you might play what's the dating game with a book
Right.
and things
Right.
like that. And it's just
Yeah.
fun to see how people respond, and,
Is it just a
how the
day?
authors up
One
there,
day?
become their character, things like that. So it was really fun. It was a
So
really,
it's networking.
it's a lot of networking,
Yeah.
absolutely a lot of networking. Um, Friday night is the Christie Awards, and we watched them via, screen thing because they were in Chicago. And our people there, our authors there that won or were presenting, were in a separate room where they could zoom in and out so that they could be on the screen. This year, it's going to be a separate thing that's close to the venue hotel, but it'll be a separate deal. It'll be live, and there's a separate ticket for that, and I'm not sure how it works yet. But you'll be close, and so you'll be able to go to that and get back. And
And then Saturday is the main part.
Saturday's the main thing. Friday's
Okay.
just kind of the meet and greet, and
Okay.
come in, and the bookstore is open, and the authors are all there signing their books, and things like that. And then Friday you do the Christie Awards, and then Saturday is the main deal.
Cool.
And it's close. That's close to us as well.
Right. Yeah.
So it's something to look into. Now, does anybody know of anything else that's coming up? that we should be aware of? Or Elizabeth, you're muted.
I just said that Loretta was joining us, so she
Oh,
might know
cool.
something.
Hi, Loretta.
Hi, Loretta.
Hi, my company just left, so I'm glad I get to be here.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, well, if there isn't anything else there's something that I want to mention to y'all. I don't know that you do this or not, and I've always poo-pooed these things called writing sprints. I don't know if anybody else does them. But as a member of Faith, Hope, and Love Christian Writers, I get this daily digest. And a couple of authors started saying, hey, I do this writing sprint on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or I do this writing sprint on Tuesday and Thursday. And so I thought, okay, well, I'll try this and it'll probably be a joke. Y'all, I have so increased my word count. I mean, they have just been so helpful. You get 5 minutes and everybody chats. And if you have a question, everybody's happy to help you try to resolve it. And, then you go write for 25 minutes, you come back for 5 minutes, and then you do that 3 times. And I had in May, I doubled the words that I had total. And this month so far, I have almost as many words as I got for the whole month of May. And I've done most all of it during those sprints.
You 20 minutes, 30 minutes?
There are 5 minutes you chat, 25-minute sprint, 5-minute chat,
Okay.
25-minute sprint.
Yeah.
And any Christian writer I know is welcome to the one Robin Lee Hasher does. And I would imagine that's true with Karen Barnett's as well. But I will find out Tuesday, and if y'all are interested, I'll share those.
I've done those before. They're very, very helpful.
Very helpful. I was amazed. But Robin said yesterday, she said, honestly, I've been writing for over 40 years, and I was one of those people that always poo-pooed them and said, I can do this on my own. And she said, I finally joined one and found it so helpful that I started one.
Yeah, it's positive peer pressure. That's a good thing.
And sometimes people come in and they'll just do research, or they'll just have, they'll have to answer emails, but they're focused on something with their writing. So if anybody's interested, let me know on that. And if that's everything, I guess we can move on to Leslie's devotion, unless somebody has something else. Oh, I have one question. Leslie is doing the presentation next month. And I'm not sure if we have somebody doing the devotion.
What
I told you I'd be happy to, didn't I? Didn't we?
You might have. I don't remember. Okay.
Yeah, I think we said, because I know you got me up for one this summer.
are we meeting on the 11th since the 4th is?
Yes, that was the other thing I wanted to say, is the meeting will be on the 11th. Okay, Elizabeth, I'm going to put you down for the devotion.
Yeah, I think
And then
that's the one.
And I'm going to put the list, I'm going to put a message up on Facebook. There's going to be several things coming. They're probably not all going to happen on the same day. Asking for volunteers for those devotions for the rest of the year. So be prepared to sign up for something. But I'll get those out. Something else was running through my head and I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh, I know what it was. Elizabeth, you were going to talk to someone about the guy, I can't think of his name, that's in your Collierville group or somewhere, that he talked to us at Christmas. He was at the Christmas party.
Oh, Ron McMillan.
Ron McMillan, that would maybe be able to help us with sci-fi, fantasy
Yes.
kind of, talk about that, because there were some people interested. Have you been able to reach out to him?
It hadn't been on my radar. I've been so busy
I understand.
traveling and craziness.
So you'll let me know.
I'm writing it in right now.
Okay. All right. Well, if that's the case, I am going to turn this over to Leslie to do the devotion.
Okay. All
You're on.
right. Okay, great. So I have chosen for the devotion this week the verse in 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verses 3-5, which I'll talk more about it. But it's basically on we take every thought captive and make it obedient to Christ. So, each day we have so many things that come at us, and So, like every moment of every day, whether we realize it or not, our thoughts are being shaped by forces both seen and unseen. There's the shows we watch, the social media we scroll through, the conversations that we have, the memories we revisit. All of these experiences are literally writing our brains. And the Apostle Paul writes 2,000 years ago when he warned us to not be conformed to the pattern of this world. So either we take our own thoughts captive, or our thoughts will take us captive. So it's something we want to be conscious of. So how much of your life do you think is shaped by your thoughts? The struggle you face, the emotions that overwhelm you, the habits that you can't seem to break, the relationship drama that wears you out, all of these have their roots in your mind. Think about it. The recurring anxiety that keeps you up at night, it starts with a thought. The relationship conflicts that leave you feeling drained and misunderstood, they're fueled by thought patterns. The spiritual stagnation you can't seem to shake, it's rooted in stagnant thoughts. If the mental narratives holding you back were replaced with biblical thoughts of hope, confidence, and purpose, how would it begin to mold your life? The truth is your life is being molded right now, in this very moment, by your thoughts. The question is, are you actively participating in that molding, or are you just letting it happen to you? Get a verse here for us. Yes. All right, so let me go back to, okay, so where Paul says in Romans, actually, okay, so do not be conformed any longer to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, and then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good and pleasing and perfect will. And I'm actually, of course, I'm making sure everything's backed up biblically, but I found this book. It's called Every Thought Captive. Calm the mental chaos that keeps you stuck, drains your hope, and holds you back. And so far, it's been pretty good from what I've read through it. So that's kind of what I'm kind of quoting from the book. So here's something, I just highlighted a few things I thought would be very helpful for a short devotion. So your life is the person that you're becoming, and we often think of our life in terms of our accomplishments. But I think it's a very tragic, what you get out of your life and what God gets out of your life is the person you become. Yet for most of us, who we are becoming is something that just happens. We don't really think about it. That's what it means to be molded. We are shaped by things beyond our control. The shape of our lives is something that happens to us. So the Apostle Paul writes, again, do not be conformed to the pattern of this world. And then there's also another really good verse in Proverbs 4:23 that puts, and this is a real good one too. Above all else, guard your heart, for out of it flow the well springs of life. So anything that you let come in, you want to guard your heart, obviously. So our thoughts direct our decision. Our thoughts assign benefits and consequences to different actions based on what we think about and what we have experienced and what we think about what we have experienced. Our thoughts regulate our relationships, how we think about others. Words and actions directly influence how we treat and emotionally respond to them. Okay. Our thoughts guide our goals. Okay. So like if you think about it, like our thoughts direct our decisions. How when we're making decisions, and it's important. You've probably heard this. You don't want to make decisions, emotional decisions. Like if you're upset or if you're angry, you want to wait till everything kind of calms down. But our thoughts that we don't give to God can become strongholds. Like when you learn something when you're younger and you haven't given it to God, and it just becomes your thought pattern. It can become a stronghold, and then you have to when you notice it, then you have to take down that stronghold. And the way you take it down, there's a verse in Proverbs 21:22. It says, a wise man attacks the city of the mighty and pulls down the stronghold in which they trust. So just constant guarding what comes in through our eye gates, what comes in through our ears. Those are the two really important things. Just being careful when thoughts come to us. Give it to God and let him tell you is this right or wrong, or is this true or not true? I found that helpful to me. And so yeah, I guess that's it. It's kind of the main things I wanted to point out from this book, and just taking every thought captive and guarding your heart. And I think we all know that. So just want to share that with you all. Does anybody have any questions or anything? Okay, well then I'll give it back to Lynn or either Jen, who is going to do our wonderful lesson today.
Is it my turn?
Comments? Does anybody have any comments about that?
It's so true. So true. Thank you, Leslie, because because of God, we do have that opportunity to change our thought patterns. When I went through menopause, I had what I didn't know they were called then intrusive thoughts. All these weird, like, it was like this whirlwind in my mind of stuff. And I'm like, where in the world did that come from?
I know what you mean.
Yeah. And it can be
Yes.
so overwhelming, or a time of severe trauma or grief or whatever. So,
Yeah.
but God is right there to help, and if we just consistently add to our scripture knowledge of what
Right.
he says about us and about our thoughts and about who he is more than anything, not just about us, but who he is.
And isn't
Right.
it funny that we are at our most, that as women, are there men on here also? But
Not
but
today.
as women, we are so vulnerable so many times in our lives, you know, um, uh, childbirth, pregnancy,
Right.
after childbirth, menopause. And if we don't shore up before and between those, then, you know, that can really take you down.
Yeah.
I've
Yes.
I've been amazed at the people that I've known recently that have just gone into have wanted children so badly, and then that postpartum depression comes.
Yeah.
And I didn't experience that, but I've watched it, and it's insidious. For me it was menopause, but if my
Same.
thoughts aren't already
Yeah.
active, then man, it messes with your brain. And I had the privilege of doing menopause twice.
Oh.
So, yay.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, not only, I mean, these big life change kinds of things and all of that involve that, but just day to day. And I know right
Yes.
now there's a situation in my life. It involves a lot of different people, but in a situation around me where it's really been hard, and it's been very hard to deal with. There's, some things that it almost rumor mill kind of stuff is making it worse, and you don't know what to believe and what not to believe. Um, and it's hard because those thoughts just kind of keep tugging at you, and you have to keep every day, and every minute sometimes you have to say, okay, God, just take that away. I can't control it. I can't change it. I can't make anything different happen about that. But I was also going to say, Leslie, I have a version of that Proverbs 4:23 verse in cross-stitched and hanging
Yeah.
on the wall in my room where I work, where I do my reflexology. It's hanging on the wall up there.
But yeah, I so agree with you, Sharon. I thought this would be perfect. I know we do have some gentlemen in our group, but as women, we have so many things come at us, and we're kind of the more, God made us as the more sensitive, more weaker. It's called the weaker vessel, I guess. Not weak, but just we're, I think, like my husband's a lot more, things don't bother him like they do me as a female because I'm created to nurture.
Mhm.
And that's hard on us. And then we're just dealing with so many things. And then there's also the spiritual warfare thing going on too.
Yeah.
God says, test the spirits, is that a true thought? Sometimes it's not even your thought, the enemy's
Yeah.
always there to try to put thoughts, and that aren't true. So that's been helpful to me. To take every thought captive has been very helpful to me, especially in this
Mhm.
last year, just really giving it to the Lord and let him shape me.
Hey, Pat and Kitty.
Hi, what's your kitty cat's name?
Susie.
Thank you. And thank you, Leslie. I think that was
Yes.
very good.
Yes.
Thank you. Hope it was
Um,
helpful.
I don't know how, does everybody on here know Jen well enough that I should or
I know
should?
everybody except Christine, although you look really familiar.
Um, if
I'm
you,
Jen.
I can read Jen's little bio off of her website. Let me do that just so that we're sure that as soon as I can find it here, then Christine will know about you too.
Okay.
Okay, Jen Dodrill is a retired Navy wife and homeschool mom, is living out her dreams on the pages of her books, bringing readers compelling stories of inspiration and hope for good times and bad. Her family-focused novels depict her values of cooperation, connection, compassion, and community, demonstrating the importance of helping one another brave the waves of the world together. As a mother of five, family life and travels have left her decades of stories to tell, and she cherishes the time she has now to tell them in between her honored role as grandma, her passion for reading, and her adoration of all things coffee. And y'all, she's probably got the biggest coffee collection you've ever seen, coffee mug collection. Her mission verse is, there is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the sun.
Thank you.
Under the heavens, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I had the wrong version there.
Okay.
So I'm going to turn this over to Jen. She has successfully launched several books, and you have recently regained your rights in a
I
republishing.
did on my cozy mystery. So I just brief recap. I have a cozy mystery series that my first book was published in 2024, and I was 61 then. So it's never too late. And then there's a 3-book series, and I recently got the rights back. So I've self-published them. I have a women's fiction that I self-published, and then Sharon and me and Deborah Sprinkle have our Trinity Sands Beach Club, the one that Jesse's hawking for us in England. Novella collection, and then we have another one coming out in October. So yeah, I'm really excited. I love the self-publishing. It is, as several of you know, it's a lot of work, but it suits the control freak in me. So I'm happy. I know that, let's see, raise hands if you've ever launched a book either on your own or on a launch team for your own book. Okay. That's what I thought. Good. So I would like to make this kind of more interactive since it's a small group and I know you guys and you know me. You have tons of information that you can share that I probably don't know because I've done it a few times. Did not do it all by myself. I was on some launch teams, like Karen Sargent has a lot of launch teams. I highly recommend being on a launch team for someone else before you do your own, because you learn so much. And then who else does launches? Tammy Karasik, I think, does launches. There's a number of people, but Karen Sargent is probably one of the biggest that I know of. However,
Save their emails.
Pardon me?
Save their emails.
Yes.
And pick and choose.
Yes, exactly. So what I did is I it's not plagiarism. It's using those emails and then I rearranged them to fit me. And every time I've put a book out, I've still rearranged those emails to make it a little bit different, or maybe I learned something else or whatever. So speaking of, if you send me an email, I can send you like an email template of the emails I use during a book launch, and you can do with it as you will. Nothing of that is copyrighted, right? And we're all here to help each other. So I guess I can get my PowerPoint up. Let's see. Can you let me share?
Yes, I will do that now.
Okay. I forgot I even had a PowerPoint. I was,
Okay. On share settings. Okay.
It's in that pile on the floor, Jen.
Oh my gosh. I showed them the pile on my floor. I spoke at the Collierville Writers Group Thursday, and so I unloaded my tote. Everything is on the floor. And it never got reloaded. So
Okay, so can you share? Okay, hold on.
not yet. We have to get
Um,
or whatever.
let's see.
While she's doing that, what I want to really start with is to say that the majority of the work you do is pre-launch. The majority of what you have to do is before you, besides writing your book, is before your book comes out.
And editing your book and all
Writing
those
and
things,
editing
yeah.
and deciding what you want to do with it and all that kind of stuff. So it's a lot. I can do this without a PowerPoint too if we have to. It's a cute PowerPoint though. Oh, good. There we go.
Well, so can
Yep.
you do that? I mean, that's me, right?
That's
Or is that
you.
you?
That's you.
Okay,
Yeah.
so how do I do me on here? I
You
mean,
have to go down to share, I think, and you have to enable me to
okay. Okay, share. So, I've done this 100 times,
I was gonna say, we do this a
but
lot.
it's not showing me how I can let you do it.
Hmm.
well, your screensaver's real pretty.
Oh,
Are
thank
you
you.
are you signed in as host?
I am.
You should be able to.
Yeah.
So, gosh.
It says you've disabled participant sharing. Yeah.
How did I do that?
Well, it's because you're host. You have to enable participant sharing is what you're looking
Okay,
for.
so I'm gonna go back down.
You should be able to do it no matter where you are in the process of the thing.
Okay, so yeah, let me try this again. So I'm clicking
All right,
on
Christine,
share.
speak up.
Yeah, Christine,
Christine
tell
has
her what you're writing over there on
suggestions.
the side.
Speak up.
Okay, we have a golden doodle and a parrot. So that's part of the reason why I was muted.
Oh,
The parrot was yelling hi, and the dog was running around and barking. So that's part of the reason I was muted.
That's funny.
okay, but what did you
When you
say?
first started, Elizabeth, you may have had to set it up to for participant sharing then.
Usually you can
when you
change
first
that though.
started.
That's not usually a problem.
Yeah, so I'm clicking, and I've never had this problem, so I apologize, y'all, profusely. Because I know time is valuable. So I'm clicking on share,
Uh-huh.
and it says screens, documents, advanced, and then I click on advanced, but that's just for me. It's not for anybody else. And okay, so maybe okay. Goodness. I need help. Okay, share screen. Let me see.
You know what you can do? Can you make me the host?
I could try that.
That's probably going to be the best thing. And I'll just hijack
Share
it.
tools. Okay.
Why not, right?
I like to be in charge.
Record.
You laughing at me, Sharon?
I am laughing at you, Jen.
She just admitted it openly. She liked her
Oh, Sharon knows.
be in charge thing, right?
I've never had this problem
Self-publishing,
before.
a good thing. No, you haven't.
Settings.
It's worked smooth.
And I've done this so many times.
Let's see.
Okay, so I'm clicking on share settings, but that says allow participants. Let me see. Allow participants.
Yeah. Make me
Okay.
host. Open your participant list.
Uh-huh. Okay. Gotcha.
Over my name, click more, and then make me host.
Okay.
I had to look it up.
That's good. Allow to, okay, make post. There you go.
Yay.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Thank you, Jen.
Oh, you're welcome. Hey, I used to teach on Zoom and I still don't remember it all. So, yeah. All right, let's see if we can start this
Oh, there you go.
thing. Yay. Can y'all see my fancy? Okay, good.
Yes.
Good. So this is me and my husband, and all we have left at home is our little cat, Max, who's in here with me. So definitely we'll talk about pre-launch, launch day, and post-launch. I don't know what time it is now. So how much time do I have? Maybe 30 minutes?
It's 11 a.m.
Just go ahead. I mean, normally we try to be through by 11:30, but if we're not,
Okay, no problem. No problem.
unless somebody, I mean, let's just do the best we can.
Okay. All right. So, like I said, most of the work you do is in this pre-launch phase because apart from the book itself, you have some things you want to set up. If you've been doing this for a while, some of this you already have set up. So that's awesome. What's your goal for your launch? That's one of your first questions because we all want to make money. But maybe your goal is name recognition, especially if you're a new author, getting your name out there. So people know, oh, I've heard of her, like Lynn was talking about at the thing she went to, where somebody recognizes your name, even if they don't know your face yet. Now, I think for new authors, name recognition, getting out who you are, what you write, so people recognize you, takes a while, but it's a good thing to do. Setting a launch date. So as far as the launch itself, I do about 2 weeks, but you want to set that date several months in advance. I think I said that backwards. Like 3 months before you're going to do it, pick your date. So when you start doing your launch team and all that kind of stuff, you have a firm date. This is when we're going to start and this is where we're going to end. I typically do it about a week before my book comes out till about a week after. I know for Karen Sargent, hers go longer. It's up to you. I mean, you can do as short or as long as you want to. It has to do with how much time you have. Some people do virtual launches, which I'm super curious about. I did a virtual launch party for what was it for? Finding Jenny, my women's fiction. But this is actually the launch where you have a team and they're helping you do this stuff. When you recruit team members, I think I have a picture of this. I use Google Forms. You go to event registration. Here we go. Google Forms. You go to Forms. You go to event registration. If you can't see, move your little people. Go to event registration, which is circled over here in red. Click that. And then you modify that as needed. It kind of shows you the basics. I gave Lynn a file or a link.
I have a Word document from
A Word
Jen.
document.
I will be
Hello.
posting in the files on the ACFW
Right.
page.
So there's 2 specific links on there. One is a Google form example for launch team applications. So I should have made that clear. This is what you send or you ask your launch team to fill out. This launch team application. And you want to know their name and their email. You might want their mailing address if you're sending out prizes. How can they help you? If you want them to definitely be on Facebook, depends where your reader group is. So my reader group is particularly women 45 plus. We're on Facebook, sometimes Instagram. But if you have a younger group, find out if they're on TikTok or if they do Bookstagram or whatever. You can modify this event registration, which is your launch team application, for however you want it to be. But I did include an example in the Word doc that I sent Lynn. So how do you find a launch team? How do you ask? Okay, here's what I didn't see. I can't see my stuff beforehand. Here's what mine looks like for no egrets. That was my third cozy mystery. I just made a cute little header. I'm real specific in this on how long that launch will run because your people want to know how much time they have to give you. So what do I need to do what do I need you to do if you're on the launch team, it says. And I have several things on there. Definitely want reviews, but you cannot make anybody do this stuff. You can't require someone to buy your book or whatever. It's just, I think that's just not right. And then as the author, you tell them down here, I will pick my launch team by. And when I pick you, I'm going to send you the book PDF so that you have time to read it. So if you note on here, it says no later than February 1st. My launch started February 17th. 2 weeks, 2 weeks is way too long for me because I read fast, but it's not long enough for some people. You might want to make it a little longer. Any questions up to this point? Does this make sense? Okay, so you just have
Wait,
to
I,
ask.
I have a question. Sorry.
Yeah.
Are we going to talk about book funnel?
You know what? I use Book Funnel. I don't have that in this presentation, but do you have questions?
I just wondered when you said you were sending them a PDF.
Sure. Yeah. So if you use Book Funnel, you can upload your book to that. You can upload a PDF to it that you can specifically share with your group. Something I found recently also is called Book Sirens. And Book Sirens, you can also put an ARC advanced reader copy on there. And if you are sending it to individuals or asking them to get it from you, they don't charge you. However, I asked for some new ARC readers because I wanted some more reviews for Finding Jenny. And it's $2 a person if they leave you a review. You're not buying their review because you're not telling them what to say. You're just paying for the opportunity. But if it's just your launch team, they'll send the PDF without charging you. Does that make sense? So Book Funnel, Book Sirens, they have kind of different options. I love Book Funnel. I use it all the time for all kinds of things. But Book Sirens has some good options too. Did you have other questions on Book Funnel, Beth? No? Okay. So send your PDF to the team, give them time to read it, create some social media graphics. I love to create social media graphics. Whoops, it's not, you're going too fast for me. Hang on. Okay. I use Canva mostly for social media graphics, but I'm going to be real honest with you. I am a huge fan of ChatGPT for graphics because it's not writing your book. It's just going in there and saying, I need a, shoot, I forgot the word. I want my graphics to be cohesive throughout my launch. You know, similar, these are the colors I want to use. Here's my book cover. I need this particular graphic to say I'm on the launch team, and this particular graphic to be something they can share with their audience. But I want cohesive colors is what I really find that ChatGPT is good for. Always read whatever it puts. It will make mistakes. If you put your headshot on there, make sure it doesn't make any changes because it aged me one time and I don't want that. I don't need help with that.
Do you have a membership with ChatGPT?
Pardon me?
Do you have a membership with ChatGPT?
I actually do. Yeah.
Okay.
You don't have to, except it limits how many graphics you can make in a day.
Okay.
For the 24-hour period.
Right.
But I use it so often. I do author takeovers on Facebook groups, like cozy mystery groups, where you get several hours or a day to go in and tell them all about your books.
Ooh, how did you get involved in those?
You go on the groups, you find groups that do books that they would like your readers for your books would be in that group. And you ask the person that runs the page if they would be open to you doing an author takeover. Yeah, I would love to talk to y'all about that because that's really interesting. And I think it's something that can be useful. I set up a Facebook page for team members, but I also use my email because some people aren't on Facebook. A couple things about team members. Don't expect all of your team members to do everything you ask them to do. They're not going to do it. So if you just know that up front, hold your expectations really lightly, and then you won't be upset or disappointed.
One question there, Jen.
Yeah.
When you do the next round, do you go through those carefully? Because I know I've had to do that. I've had people that sign up and have done absolutely zero.
Right.
And so I've had to be cautious who I allow the next time around because I don't want people just saying yes for a free book and then not helping.
I agree. Be particular, but also be smart because you are building relationships. Maybe they didn't share the graphics, but maybe they leave you a review.
Right. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
You have to watch and see what people
do. You do. Pat is awesome. She reviews my books on her blog. She's done like a little author interview on, I think it was Suspense Sisters or something like that. So those are the kind of things beyond sharing graphics on social media. Those are the kind of things that are super helpful for authors, especially new ones. And she's awesome about supporting us. Okay, so this is kind of like when I did Birds Alive, the book launch team. That's kind of like the header I made. Canva is your friend. You go on Canva and say, do a header for a Facebook page. And it gives you a thing. It depends. I'm not super creative, which is one reason I kind of went to chat. But chat doesn't always size. You can size things in Canva better. You can Google, how big does my Facebook page header have to be? And it will give you the dimensions. You go on Canva, you create it custom size for those dimensions, and voila.
I know everybody has their preferences on all of that, but the one that Kathleen, the book brush that she was talking to us about, that one actually has them already sized. You have templates with all the different sizes, which is a helpful thing too. Everybody has their preference of what they want to use, and
I forgot about book brush. I don't have the paid version, so it's a little more limited. It's harder for me to use.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody has to find the one they like.
So BookBrush is another great idea. And depending on how you think about things, depends on whether or not it's easy for you to use, right? I don't even know where I'm at in my notes, so I'm just kind of winging it. All right, so these are some social media graphics that I've made. They're so fancy, but I try to do the little bird prints at the bottom because it's bird themed. These are particularly for joining and then welcoming my team. Now you can see that these are not cohesive. I'm not using the same color scheme or anything. I don't know why that matters to me, but it does. But this was my first book, so,
Because it's a marketing thing,
right? It is a marketing thing. You want people to recognize your brand, and I have brand colors. So, and then, okay. Emails for your launch team. I have templates if you want to use them. You're welcome to use what I have. Marketing materials. Marketing can become this thing, right? Just kind of overwhelming. What am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to do all the things. So write a list of what you're supposed to do. Pick what you want to do, what works for your time. You cannot do everything. We want to, but we can't. And I don't know that we need to. If my audience isn't on TikTok, I'm not going to be on TikTok. I can't stand Twitter or X or whatever it is. I just don't like it. It It doesn't feed my soul. Well, social media doesn't feed my soul anymore. I'm just saying. I'm actually, side note, I'm taking a break from social media this summer for my like book marketing and stuff. And I'm only doing emails. I'm doing a weekly email series for the whole summer that's more fun and interactive and just to do something different. Plus it's summer.
No.
All right. So if you see number 9, do you know people in this group that are authors? How many do we have? Pop onto the ACFW Memphis Facebook group and say, I have a book coming out in October. I really want to do some guest blog posts. I'd love to do some author interviews, podcasts. Are you interested, or could you help me set any of these up? Could I be on your blog? I do author interviews on my blog. I haven't had any guest blog posts on my blog, but I'd welcome them. I don't know. I've done podcasts, several podcasts, but I don't really know any podcasters.
Newsletter
Hillary.
swaps. Newsletter swaps too might be on that list.
Who?
Newsletter swaps.
Yes. Oh, you're right. I need to add that. Newsletter swaps, which you can do through BookFunnel, like Beth said, or ask your friends that have readers in your, it doesn't have to be your specific genre, in my opinion, but in your general genre. Maybe it's just Christian fiction, and we just want to help each other. So we're willing to share and newsletter swap. If you don't know what that is, on my newsletter, I'm going to share Lynn's book. I'm going to put a picture. I'm going to put an Amazon link. I'm going to put a blurb about the book. And then on her newsletter, she's going to put a picture, Amazon link, blurb about one of my books. And you can pick which one. It's just us helping each other, which is a beautiful thing in the Christian writing world. I think we're so much more open to doing that. Mm-hmm. We're on the same team. Be sure you update your profiles on all of your author platforms. Amazon, Goodreads, BookBub, your blog or website. I recently got new headshots. I had to go in there. I'm still finding headshots that I haven't changed in places. I still don't look that much different, but if they consistently see the same headshot or the same information with your name, it's brand recognition. It's a good thing. And you want that to have cohesiveness across the line. Don't forget Pinterest. I forgot to put that on here. Update your profile on Pinterest. I use Pinterest. I haven't really cracked that nut as far as marketing on Pinterest for my books. I'm not too sure how to check what works on that, if that makes sense. But see, there's a lot of stuff.
Is Pinterest something that y'all would be interested in us finding someone to speak on that and address that might have a good way, a good knack with it?
Yes. Matter of fact, somebody spoke in one of the Scrivenings Press marketing team things on Pinterest. I'll find out who it is and I'll send you their.
Let me know who it was.
Information.
Thank
yeah.
you.
It was super helpful. It's just, and I've used Pinterest for years, but Pinterest has changed, just like all social media. But Pinterest is it's a search engine more than social media. It's not, it's not like social media. It's very different. So it has a lot of opportunity on there. All right, so we kind of got to launch day. I think one thing I didn't mention was press releases. And I think I put a link, I put a link on that Word doc about press releases. I sent a press release to our local newspaper in Tippin County. And then a lady I know who used to work for them, but has her own like online paper now. And, but you can send press releases all over. Depends, how much copy paste. Use be smart. But at the same time, you're getting your word out. So I should probably send, I think I did. I just don't know if they use them. I sent press releases to Gulf Breeze, where I'm from. My books are set in Pensacola, Gulf Breeze area. So I graduated from Gulf Breeze and then from college in Pensacola. So I did send press releases to that area. So networking again. Launch day, you're going to announce on your website. By this point, you're probably a little bit tired. Your brain might be kind of spinning. Are there questions up to this point, though, before we get to launch day? That's the fun day. Okay. Any of you that have already released books, do you have any other ideas on pre-launch or any other information that would be helpful? I want to add Pinterest to my notes, and then, like Beth said, book funnel and book sirens.
Okay, you may be getting to this on launch day, doing like a Facebook launch party, but you may be doing that. That may be coming up.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you about Amazon ads, but that may come at the end.
Okay, I can give you a real quick answer on that one. I don't know anything about them.
Okay.
I want to learn about them. There's a guy named Vincent Davis who I heard speak at Asheville. Were you at that one, Sharon?
I wasn't,
his
but
class?
I've heard him online.
Okay.
And yeah, he's really
He's an Amazon guru. He's in the Christian writing world.
Right. An interruption here.
Yeah.
We just saw him at Blue Ridge.
Oh, good.
And I didn't actually attend his classes, but somebody told me that the new thing is don't flood your they don't want, it's not good to have like 50 reviews on release day like it used to be.
Yeah.
Did you hear that too, Loretta?
I've heard that recently.
Darlene was the one who told me that Darlene Turner, she said that the new thing is, because she just had a book out a few days ago, and I said something about trying to get a review in, and she said, well, there's no rush because now they're saying that's not a good thing to jam in all these reviews
and that kind of makes sense.
Release day.
Yeah.
So Vincent Davis just keeps up with it because the rules change daily, almost.
Is it because it looks manufactured when you
maybe?
Well, one of the things that I've heard and I know is true is you get this huge spike in sales and reviews, and then poof, and it's gone because you think that this, we have to market all the time. But so, and I don't really cover this in here, but I will tell you, if you're doing a launch, you need to look long term. It's not just the day of and boom, life is sweet. It's not like that. You might have more, I had more sales for my first book, thank God, but and I did a big book signing, but we got to look long term.
One of the things that I just did in my newsletter, it wasn't highly successful in my newsletter, but I think that if I approach it a little differently, you learn as you go along.
Oh, yeah.
Is that as you put a book out there, maybe, suggesting to your readers, especially the initial readers and your launch team readers, is to take a picture of themselves with the book. They don't have to do it this week, but as you go along, if you're somewhere and you think about it, take the book and take a picture, post it and tag me.
Yeah.
I think that is a big deal, is if you can get those up there, just sprinkled in. You can share them on your stories, that sort of thing. And I think that makes a splash too.
Yeah, if somebody tags you with something about your book or recommends your book, be very gracious and thankful because they didn't have to,
but it might be something, to find a way to promote that to happen. I had offered a gift card for people that did it, and I really didn't have any response. I ended up with one person I know who did it and another person that I met at the book club that did it.
Right.
And that was it. And it was, it was over. So I had offered a gift card and didn't even matter. And
Right.
usually when you do that in your newsletter, people jump on something, real quick.
Yeah.
So I'm
People,
going to have to come up with a different way to do it, but I think it's really a helpful thing.
yeah. Well, you do the First Line Friday, and I love that. And I think that like we've said all through today is this networking idea, not in a I'm going to step on you, but as I'm going to help you, you're going to help me, is a wonderful thing. It's
I've done
something,
that with a couple of Kimberly Keegan's books, and she's been pretty prolific and gotten quite a bit out. And after I did it this week, she said, "Hey, we need to catch up. Can we Zoom this week?"
right?
I don't know what she's got in mind, but we have a Zoom meeting set up. So,
Right. Yeah. And I
it
mean,
does
you've
help.
done First Line Friday for my books, and always comment on when somebody does that kind of stuff for you.
I try to
Always.
do those too for authors that aren't as huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
I think that's
everybody can
awesome.
do one for an author that everybody knows,
Mhm. Yeah.
but
So somebody talked about doing the launch events online. So Facebook Live. All right, I'm going to give my opinion. I don't like Facebook Live. I did a Facebook Live for Finding Jenny launch party. I had so many technical difficulties, and I'm pretty tech savvy. But I have a writer friend who's a Scrivening Express author, and she's doing a Zoom launch party. So you have to sign up. I think that's a great idea. Great, great, great idea. I would definitely recommend a Zoom launch party over Facebook Live. Facebook Live is just, it's glitchy. It's real glitchy. And people didn't know how to get on. Um, it was frustrating. And it's not something like I know how to Zoom. It's not like something you can practice beforehand on the Facebook Live to do
I
that.
did one for one of my devotional books long ago, and it was not easy to do. Elizabeth, you were on that? You helped me with that, didn't you?
Helped with which one?
When I did a launch party on Facebook with one of the devotional
Yes.
books.
Yes.
We did that. We didn't have a lot of participation. We had some,
Mhm.
but it was a lot of work to put it together.
It is.
Was.
It is. And I don't mind working. I just want to be able to
want to see some
do the
benefit.
work ahead of time. I'm a planner, and then enjoy what I'm doing while I'm doing it, And Facebook just drove me insane. So it wasn't worth it for my mental health. All right. So some other things you want to keep up with your launch team, answer their questions, encourage sharing. You feel like you're badgering them to death, and you probably are, but if they care about you and you've built relationships, you'll see very quickly who is dedicated to helping you. And sometimes they don't have time, and that's okay, because they'll probably, if they care about you and your books, they're going to come back around later when they have time and go, I just finished Jen Dodrill's blah, 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 and I just really enjoyed it. And those are awesome, right? That make you feel so good. You can
Sometimes
share
your friends are
teasers.
just really disorganized.
Well, same. And life happens. So we might expect this thing to be perfect, and we got it going, and I've never had, I think the most launch team members I've had is 20. But we got 50 lined up, and it's going to be perfect, and then I don't know, something happens. Somebody gets sick or whatever. It happens, it's life. But
Well,
you
and
can
50
share
is
yourself. Go
50 is a
ahead.
lot of people to manage as well.
It is. You can share your teasers about your book. You can share quotes. You can share reviews that are coming in about your book. Behind the scenes content. I know people that do playlists, and I know one lady who writes fantasy for YA, and she does really cute little cards because she does a lot of in-person things that she has printed out for the teenagers to collect or something. I don't know. Respond to reviews. If somebody tags you, somebody does a review on this Amazon or Goodreads, respond to them and engage with them, because you are appreciative that they took the time to read your book. I'm going to tell y'all a funny review I got recently, and it was from Book Sirens. So, excuse me, people go on Book Sirens and they're like, oh, okay, I'm going to read this book. So I had Finding Jenny on there, my women's fiction, which is about addiction. And I'm a Christian and I write from, a Christian standpoint, and it has faith in that book. So her review was only a 3-star review, and it said at the very end, there was a lot of God and prayer in this book. And I just kind of skipped that part because it didn't have anything to do with it, with the book. And I'm thinking, that was the whole purpose behind the book. But okay. But I'm not going to bash her. I mean, that would be silly. She's entitled to her own opinion.
Right. Speaking with Angela Bell at Rendezvous, and she said she had such a good take on that. When you get a bad review or somebody says something like that, you can so flip that on its head and and go out and say, if you like this, so if you like books that bring God into the story, this would be a good choice for you.
Right.
So, that's a good way to handle those, because we do get upset when we get those. I had a couple of 2-star reviews on when I did this blind date with a book.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them, the person just admitted it wasn't a book for her. And, and there were some things like that were said, but you just can't, okay, is it going to take your total down, total points down that much? But it's also good that people know both sides.
Oh, yeah. And she's entitled to her opinion. I don't leave low reviews for that reason. And if I'm going to read your book and leave a review, then I don't like it or can't. I read one that had a lot of fat shaming in it. I'm like, I'm not finishing this one. I'm not reviewing it. I'm not finishing it because, All right. So keeping on, monitor and adjust through the campaign, because you're going to write another book and you're going to have to launch it. So keep track of what you're learning. Make notes. I have an Excel spreadsheet and I make notes I have a list of my launch team members, and I have 1 or 2, like Lynn was saying, that I never heard from again. I was like, where'd they go? I don't even know. Keep track of stuff. Keep track of what works. I do not know a lot about advertising. And so this is part of that post-launch stuff, the advertising. Of course, you might want to set up some before. I don't know much about it. I've tried an ad on BookBub. I don't know much about it. I don't even know if you could get Vincent Davis or how much he would charge, but if you could get him as a speaker, that would be perfect. Really, really good. So we've done pre-launch, we've done launch day, now we're long-term promotion, because this is the long run. Your book is out there. It's going to be out there. Hopefully people will still see it. You want to maintain that online presence. You don't have to do social media. I am finding out that lots of people don't. And if it wears you out, like it wears me out, you can do newsletter, you can do things like this. Teach on something you know about or you didn't know about, so you had to do research to find out about. Just to share with our other authors what you've learned. Engage with your audience. So I do step into Facebook and Instagram. I engage with my audience, share updates about your writing journey, future projects. I am a very loyal fan to authors that I like. And if they write another book, I want to know about it. If they're working on another book, I'm like, thank God, because I've read everything you've written, even if it's been 55 books, I've read every one of them, right? I need a new one. So our readers want to know what we're writing about. Like I said, seek speaking engagements. Book clubs is something I'd like to get into. My local book club did 2 of my cozies. But with Zoom, you can zoom in. So, ask around.
I want to tell the truth about the.
Who's talking? Nobody? Okay.
I think that was me, but
It was me or talker.
it was an accident.
Sharon, it's never an
Workshops.
accident when you talk.
Right? Workshops. So create a couple workshops and be brave and apply to some of these conferences. I applied to ACFW, did not get accepted. Boo-hoo. I've applied to Mid-South. I applied to Mount Zion Ridge Press, which I know one of the authors that's with them from an ACFW critique group that I'm in. And they let me teach 2 classes, which was like the coolest, funnest thing. And then, so they didn't like pay me, but I got to attend the conference. It was a virtual conference. I got to attend it for free. And it was an extremely well-run virtual conference. It's called Mount Zion Ridge Press. So look around, see what these different ones. There's Kentucky, Scrivenings Press has ScrivCon. I've taught there too, ScrivCon. There's a lot of them. Just some of the smaller ones, reach out. Either if you can go or if it can be Zoom or recorded. If you ever want to practice on any of us, you can practice on me. I used to teach public speaking, not that I never say or do it perfectly, but offer up Q&A sessions. Go to some of these. Bartlett had one, our local library in Tipton County had one, the author festivals. Participate in the in-person things too, if you can.
There's going to be a big,
Panel, yeah.
big ones downtown, I think, later this summer or fall, but they want $100 a table for that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's worth that.
Yeah.
But that's
Memphis
something you'll
Public
have to
Library
think about.
has Book Fest, and they particularly like new authors. So I went to that once. It's not my reader audience, but it was a great experience, and it didn't cost anything.
Lynn, could we do a table as ACFW?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I will ask about, I'll find out if somebody knows a little bit more, I'll see what I can find out, but I don't think so. You can only have 2 people there,
Okay.
and you get the table and 2 people for $100, and I just
Yeah,
don't
they want their
know.
money. You'd have to sell a lot of books to make back that $100.
Really do, and even if it's a huge amount of people there, we're still a very limited niche of the job.
I was going to say, if you're a niche author, then yeah, that's going to be a tough thing. Or are there any other cozy mystery authors in our group?
Leslie.
Ooh, Leslie, there's, I'll send you an email. There's one coming up next summer in Knoxville, that's just for cozy mystery authors. And I think I paid $60, I think. And that was a table. It's all day in Knoxville. It's just cozy mystery authors.
Do you know what date that is? Because I'm doing a Barnes and Noble book signing at the Barnes and Noble Knoxville the last week of June.
In 27. No, this is 2027.
Oh, and okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, let me know about that one.
I will. Yeah.
I meant to mention that, Lynn, when you said, is anybody doing anything? I didn't think about it.
Oh,
but I'll make sure
I put a book signing.
And I'll
you
make sure
can put that in for the month that you do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I will. I'm doing it this month.
Okay.
So be sure you put it in there. Yeah.
Yes,
all right.
ma'am.
So long-term promotion, track your sales and reviews. Your first book, your second book, you're going to see some numbers. They're not going to make a whole lot of sense till you start understanding what they mean. You can adjust that marketing strategy. Okay. So, in all honesty, one of the things I truly like about self-publishing is I can see when I market if it helps, if it makes any difference.
Mm-hmm.
Unless your publisher is very open with you about what you're selling, then you have no idea what works. And I've been marketing in the blind for 2 years, and it's frustrating. So that's just me. Continue promoting, just like Lynn was saying. It's not a one and done. You know, you don't want just this huge high and then nothing, crickets. Please send thank you notes or emails. Please thank the people that help you. On my launch team, I do a really small grand prize, but it's like a $50 Amazon gift card. Do 25, do 10. I don't care, you know. Do a little goodie bag if it's somebody local. I don't know, just something small to thank your launch team. They've done a lot of work for you.
I have done that with just an envelope with, a few different things in it,
Yeah.
and sent it out to my launch team.
I have gotten bookmarks. One lady sent, I think it was a coaster, all different kinds of stuff. Yeah.
I have a lady here in the town where I live. I'm sorry, Lynn, did I interrupt you?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
She's so sweet. She loved my first book and she promoted it very much because she just loved it, and the second one too. And so I made sure I made her up a really nice gift basket.
Yes.
And it wasn't real expensive. I just put some cute things in. She liked Bath and Body work stuff, and she really appreciated it too. Right. But it just meant so much to me because she is very influential.
Right.
She has a group of people and they have a book club, and she's been great. You're right. You got to remember your people.
But what I was going to say is, if you do that little envelope of things, I've oftentimes had those people pop back in social media and put a picture of what you
share what you sent,
and share about it.
Just a bookmark, and it doesn't have to be anything super fancy, but make sure you.
Yeah. I've done sunflower seeds, and most of the time because of my book feature that, so that's just something I've included.
I love that. Yes. All right. So questions? Any questions? Y'all know me. So, okay. So I've sent the Word doc that has all of this information on the Word doc, and Lynn is going to upload it into the files on Facebook so that you have that information. Launch That Book by Tammy Karasik is an excellent book. She recently relaunched her own book. Great. It's great.
She updated it?
She got her rights back.
And she updated the book, because I have a copy of it, but it's an old copy.
Yeah, but it's probably, I don't know. I haven't seen the new, I have the old one too. You could ask her. I don't know. Tammy Karasik I think it's called Tickled Pink. But if you follow her and get on her newsletter, she has a lot of great information. I also have a book launch checklist that you can get, and press the link to the press release templates on that Word doc. And like I said, if you email me, you can get my email templates. I just kind of made it generic so you can fill in the blank. And I'm on this stuff. I'm not on all the Facebook and Instagram is really the only social media. I love Pinterest, Goodreads. I keep track of what I write or what I read on Goodreads. And then BookBub is actually super useful, and I don't use it enough. But it's very useful for authors. So
you get followers. BookBub will actually send, if they click for it, they will send them an update when you have a new release. They'll let them know.
Right. Yep. So, I think the biggest thing as authors in the Christian world that we need to do, this is me saying this, is be nice. Be kind. We are all in this together. If you don't like somebody's book, it's okay. You can always say, this author, her research shows in this book. I really appreciate the work that she's done. I really, this is a new genre to me. If you're doing a review, this is a new genre to me. And I think that I've found a new one that I'd like to read more about. This. Be nice, y'all. Yep. Just be nice.
Yep.
Yep.
I tell my students, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
Right.
Or your teacher.
Yeah.
I like Loretta's question down
I
here,
do
and
too.
I
I
would
see that.
like to see, that came up a little earlier, I think, before you joined, Loretta. Somebody was saying, I think it might have been Jen, how do we get more involved in book clubs?
Right.
Because I did that last week, but I don't know how you start one.
Right.
I don't know how you get involved in people inviting you to those. Because a lot of book clubs want to read whatever is out there and popular,
Right.
as opposed to reading our Christian fiction niche, as we were saying,
Right.
a little while ago. But if anybody knows somebody who has really had some success with that kind of thing, I would like to talk to them and potentially invite them to share with us.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Sharon, Renee Dick.
Yeah.
What's her pen name? Sharon Renee.
Sharon
She,
Renee.
yeah, she did that. I think she's been really busy with her mom for a while, but she was doing that a lot. And a lot of the big churches have their
They
own
do.
book clubs.
They do.
Central Church had one until very recently. And I know Sharon went to those quite a bit, and Pat's been to that one. I don't
I
know if
think part
anybody
of
else
it
has.
is get involved with some and make some friends and network a little bit. Cold calls probably is going to be a little more difficult, but your libraries, they have them. Excuse me. Ask friends, but get involved in them. It's tough. Alrighty, that's me. I'm done.
Thank
I
you. That
appreciate
was
you guys
great.
listening to me ramble.
Thank you, Jen. That was so good. So
Thank
helpful.
you.
Thank
Very
you.
good.
Thank you.
I want to say that next month, Leslie is going to be doing one. She's read
Yeah.
Save the Cat Writes a
Good book.
Novel, but she's going to come at it
Really?
from not just that, but some other things. And even if it's, how to write a novel, those refresher things are always good. And sometimes you come up with a new little angle at something that you hadn't thought of before. And so I'm looking forward to that a whole lot. I have the book sitting in my coffee table and I haven't read it, and
Me too.
I keep thinking I
Yes,
should read it before next month.
I have a PowerPoint that I just put together. It helped me in the beginning because I'm all naturally very creative, but I didn't know how to put a book together, many years ago. And that book really worked for me. You have to find what works for you. And it just kind of mapped things out in a way that I could understand. So I'll just show you what I did. And
yeah, I used one of the beat sheets, and I've kind of
yes, that's very
modified
helpful.
it over the years, but I've
Yes.
never read the book.
I know. I've got, yes. It showed me how to map things out in a methodical kind of way.
Yes.
It's how my brain works. So it just worked for me.
Even for pantsers like me, it works.
Yeah.
Okay, so remember that next month is July 11th, not the 4th. We won't meet on the country's 250th birthday. We will not do that. I'm sure that everybody will have some kind of plans for that day. And even if it's sitting at home, you'll have some kind of plan. So it'll be July 11th. It'll be at 10 o'clock and right here on Zoom. And unless someone has something else, would someone like to pray us out?
I can pray.
Thank you.
Okay. Father in heaven, I just thank you so much for this meeting and this time with this wonderful group of ladies. And thank you for this writers group, and just that we can all meet together and share ideas and learn from each other. I just really appreciate it. And just thank you for everything. And I just pray that you bless these ladies and bless their days. And it's in Jesus' name we thank you. Amen.
Amen.
Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Bye.
Jen and Leslie, for your input today,
Yeah.
and everybody for coming.
Mhm.
Thank you.
All right.